Okay. So we need you to look all around the room and start yelling out everything that you see that is red. Go. Okay, thank you. Did you notice how much red there was in the room? And does the room start to look differently because you see it?
So it's the same thing that happens when I play with my child, Slugbug.
Slugbug, yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize there were so many Volkswagens in town. Yeah.
What we want you to leave here tonight knowing is being aware that what you see in a child and what you intentionally focus your attention on that child can shape how he sees himself for the rest of his life. So this is something that Letty and I noticed. And it's the reason we started College Bound Latinas. We saw that girls weren't graduating from high school and going on to college. And so we made a commitment to 10 girls for 5 years to take them all the way to college. And for a number of these girls, they're going to be the first people in their family to go to college. And why we're doing this? Well, we're doing this to directly counter these statistics. And in the last year and a half, the program has gained momentum, and it's now housed at the Latina Resource Center.
So I'm going to tell you a story that relates to these statistics and how can it affect the life of a child. Before College Bound Latinas, I was working with a couple of kids, helping them get to college, very informal. And we were just gathering transcripts, financial aid, all their paperwork. At night, one of the kids calls me. He's devastated. What happened was his mom came into his room, took the packet, teared it apart, put it in the garbage, and told him, "You don't belong there." I was so angry. It took me such a long time to figure out that this mom lived that reality. And she really wanted to protect her child from failure and from ridicule.
So what is it that determines the success of a child? It's IQ, right?
And not necessarily only IQ. They really have to be ready to be thinkers. When life sets them back, how are they going to solve it? And it's really about resilience.
So here's a story about resilience. And it's the kind of resilience that we see when we look at our girls, and it's the kind of resilience that we're very intentional in trying to foster. One of the girls in our program, when she started elementary school, she didn't speak any English. She was in ESL for several years, and she worked her way out of it. She's in special education. But last year, something clicked for her. She became so much more confident about herself as a student. She worked her tail off during school. She worked her tail off with everything we asked her to do in our program. And at the end of the year, we sat down with her mom to plan, okay, now we're ready to go to freshman year in high school. She took control of that meeting. She said, "I am taking Algebra 1 next year. I'm taking regular high school algebra. I don't care what people think of me, and I don't care what anybody says. I'm taking algebra." And we looked at her and we said,
"Are you sure?
You sure? You sure you're ready for this? You know?" And she leaned forward and she said, "I just found out that my test scores in math went up 30 points in 1 school year. I am good at math. I don't care what anybody says. I'm taking Algebra 1. And we're like, okay.
But you know, it really matters what people think. In Mexico, when you're going to be in education or a psychologist or a therapist, you know, your professor will give you a group of kids and he will tell you, work with these kids. They are gifted. Go on, do your report. A couple of weeks later, they will give you another group of kids and they will tell you, these kids are average. Go work with them. And surprise, surprise, when you're done, you bring back your reports and your gifted kids did amazing things. And your average kids, well, they did kind of average things. At the end of the process, the professor will tell you, these were random kids. And the purpose of that exercise is for us to realize how powerful labeling is. And you know, in our experience, we are very aware that sometimes perceptions become realities.
So we need you to see every child that you meet and every child in your life in the best possible light. We need you to see their creativity. We need you to see their curiosity. We need you to see their courage. But most importantly, what we need you to see is their potential. So last year, our girls graduated from middle school. And they were involved in a group called Latina Leadership. And the Latina Leadership did a presentation for the graduation about perceptions.
When you look at me, you need to see possibilities.